You know, upon reflection, more fanfics need to have Trixie just fully into her magic, just do magician stuff. And I mean real magician stuff. I mean, the last time I read a fic like that, that was the Great and Powerful Houdini. And that one actually knew their stuff. When the rooster crowed at dawn, Mothball was in bad shape. His eyes were droopy, his mane was more tangled and dusty than usual. Inside, he could not get a wink of sleep that night, and yet he refused to stay in bed. He rose from the ground and rubbed his eyes. Today he would have to go back to the hive and receive the royal blessing. He doubted Trixie had changed her mind, and she seemed every bit as stubborn as their mother. The only loose end that remained was Screwball. Well, he sighed as he went to the flappable tent. Time to face the music. When he poked his head out, he was shocked to see Screwball coming for her tent at the same time. She froze when he locked gaze. Her mane was also in a tangle. Purple bags were developing under her eyes. For a long while, they just stared at each other, contemplating who would make the first move. Eventually, Screwball fully emerged from the tent, and Muffball followed her example. He slowly walked towards her. She looked down at her hose, embarrassed to face him. Hey, hi. Look, I'm sorry I said those things yesterday. Apology accepted. No, I'm not reading the rest of this. Sorry. I'm not about to say the rest of this line. He needs to apologize to me. No. Okay, can I just get back to my line? Sure. You were my friend when no one else would be. You gave me a home when I needed one. You even saved my life a few times. I know what I asked from you was a lot, but if I don't become king, I'll do it. He played, what? She looked at her head. I've been... Oh god, I can't say this with a straight face! No, Screwball, you were right. He doesn't... You're not expecting him to give up your immortality. That's completely different than wanting to take your entire freaking species and become a baby factory. How many times do I have to point this out? Nobody seems to be following this. Nobody seems to be pointing out this problem. You change into a changeling, your whole entire life's going to go down to shitter, and you're going to become a baby factory. This fic establishes that you have a new litter like once every freaking month. That seems a little extensive, don't you think? Even if it was once every few years, you wouldn't have time to take care of all your other baby changelings. And I really don't think you're the type of girl who would like to say, fuck that previous litter. You would want to love them individually. That would be who knows how many kids you would be having. Am I the only one who notices this? You want to be king, then I'm okay with that. She sighed. When I said I would be your friend, I knew the road was being bumpy, but you didn't care. You were interesting, an outcast like me. Yeah, such an outcast, you had a whole entire friend group. I was willing to take any risks just to be with you. I guess I didn't know what I was getting to. But Utis gets to be with you. I do it. Oh my fucking god. She hung her head again. You don't have to take me back if you don't want to. Who says I didn't want you back? See what's up, Al, huh? Mothball smiled. Screwy. I made a promise to love and cherish you, no matter how crazy you get sometimes. And you know well, even if you don't take me back, I'm gonna bear having someone other than you as my queen. You know, I keep pointing out, the solution to this problem is just a harem. get a harem. But of course, nobody's gonna pay attention to my ideas. And I happily be your queen if you're willing to put up with me. He then pulled away something occurred to him. His heart illuminated, and the end of string floated out of the brown tent. He held it in front of her. You know, I never did get to finish my sister's beads. You're innocent then, Screwball said, pushing down one knee. I won't interrupt you this time. Mothball laughed and took a deep breath. Screwy, he said, taking her hoof. The day I met you was the happiest day of my life. When I first saw you take on that lake, playing that pirate zip, I couldn't help but think that's the strangest creatures I've seen, yet the most beautiful, too. I felt my heart beat as though I had to have one. Zzz. You were the pony who showed me how to have fun. Zzz. The one who saw good in me, even though I didn't. I always thought I was a heartless creature, but you showed me otherwise. As if that wasn't enough, by taking me into your home, you've given me the family I always wanted. Now, I'm going to need you to be part of my family, which is a lot to ask, but I know if we put our heads together, we can make things better for the changelings. You should know I'll love you no matter what form you take, just as long as your beautiful heart doesn't change. So, will you marry me and be my queens? You know, if we had just ditched everything about Screwball blaming herself, this would actually be a little bit of what I was wanting. But nope! It's kind of poisoned by the fact that she had to say it. So, will you marry me and be my queens? There were tears in Screwball's eyes as he nodded. He slid the ring on her hoof and she sighed as he gazed at it. I was really starting to miss this thing. Mothball smiled. So, I guess we're going back to the hive now, huh? She gave him a serious look. Will it hurt? The spell, I mean. He started, I don't know. I never casted it before. How do you think I look as a changeling? He smirked. As long as you keep those eyes, who cares? When you think about it, with me being able to change it all, I could still look myself. He caressed her cheek. You'll always be beautiful to me. Screwball grinned. Maybe being a changeling won't be so bad. I mean, who cares if I'm a freaking living baby factory? You might not have to find out. They turned to the flank where Trixie was standing in the steps. Her eyes were filled with determination. I made my decision, she declared. I'm accepting the throne. Screwball and Mothball glanced at her, then at Trixie. You, sir? Glider asked. She nodded. I'm sure. The young couple looked back at each other. Screwball shrugged. Well, I guess this makes things easier. On one condition. Trixie added. They cut their heads at the side. Condition. She stepped towards him as she replied, You must give me my heart back. Excuse me, Screwball said. A yawn came from the pink tent. Twilight and Morris looking just as frazzled as the rest of them. Morning, everybody! She groaned as her eyes adjusted to the sunlight. What's going on? Trixie says he's going to take the throne, Mothball replied. The Alcorn's head shot. What, really? Only if you get my heart back, she reminded them. Okay, Screwball nodded. Your mom took it, right? So we just go over and demand her give it back. Simple. Not as simple as you think. Oh God, there's more. I told Mother to hide my heart far away where no pony, not even I, could get to it. And knowing Mother, she wouldn't just lock it away somewhere in the hive. She also put it up high security so no one could get to her heart, especially her enemies who could use it against her. We can still get where she hid it. Trixie scowled at the ground. I doubt she told me. Well, if you don't want to ask Mother, how do we find it? Mothball asked. Twilight clapped her chin and gasped, The brush! Trixie raised an eyebrow. Sorry. The Alcorn brought the green brush with you. The brush we used to find you. At one point it was telling us to go into 2 different directions. I thought it was recalibrating or something, but the hairbrush was tracking your essence. Screwball guessed. It was pointing to your heart. No wonder it went crazy. Well, you could cast a spell again, and you'll always stay behind us. We could track your heart instead of you. Trixie touched her head and muttered, I can feel love again. Mothball laid a hoof on her shoulder and whispered, You can finally love your daughter for reals. She looked at her head with wide eyes. Moonbeam. She turned to the wagon. What do I tell her? Twilight shrugged. The truth. If you're going to be queen, she'll be next in line. What do you expect me to say? That I lied to her? That she's from a lineage of blood-sucking parasites? That she might rule them someday? Well, you might not want to put in exact words. Scribble said. You have to tell her. Tell me what? Trixie stiffened at the sound of Moonbeam's voice. The Sky's filly was standing in the wagon's entrance, rubbing her eyes. Trixie looked at Puffball. She doesn't want to be with me anymore. Take care of her. He smiled. Zer. Trixie looked down at her daughter. Moonbeam, honey, sit down. Mummy has something to tell you. Whoa. Moonbeam said, holding up her booty hooves. Let me get this straight. There's a whole sort of changelings living in high somehow. And you're the princess of their queen. My grandmother is dying, so you have to go back and be their new queen. And that's why all ponies are here. Trixie nodded. That pretty much sums it up. Really blinked. So you're gonna be queen. Does that make me a princess? Her mother sighed. I suppose so. Moonbeam stared at her for a long while. Thanks. Super smiled proudly. Awesome. It was also very confusing, huh? Not only are there others like me, Moonbeam continued, but I'm a princess too. This is the best news ever. How come you never told me? Her mother bit her lip. Well, your grandmother and I are exactly on good terms, and your grandmother is a bit of a bitch. It was best you know about it. You're not mad, are you? Why should I be? You're telling me now, aren't you? And how can I be mad when you're telling me I'm a princess? Scrubwall smiled. I like this kid. Always looking on the bright side. You see, Moonbeam, that's the real reason we all came here. We needed to find your mother so she could come back and take the Changeling throne. As soon as possible, too. Mothball added, Mother doesn't have much time left. And she has to give Trixie the royal blessings. What are we waiting for? Moonbeam asked, jumping up and down. Let's go. Our stuff's all in the wagon anyway. Not yet. First we have to find the royal treasure. Trixie finished quickly. Yes, it's a kind of test. Mother had a special treasure I had to find to prove myself. Twilight stared at her confusion. Trixie looked at her with pleading eyes and tilted her head towards Moonbeam. Right, Twilight said unsurely as he levitated her across the view. And this magic breast will help us find it. Cool. I love treasure hunts. Then I guess we're off. The two tents had automatically folded into two suitcases. Screwball picked him up and hovered in the air. Come on! Mothball and Twilight flapped their wings to join her. Wait! Trixie cried. We can't fly there. Mothball rolled her back. Why not? As she looked down at Moonbeam, who was staring at her bare back. Oh. But can't you fly in your changeling form? Screwball asked. Or just change into a Pegasus? She can't control her transformations, Trixie reminded her. And I can't fly. Moonbeam sadly amended. How come? I couldn't resist Polly seeing her out in the open, so I never got a chance to teach her. The chaotic Polly said as she tapped her chin. Did she grin in excitement? I know a way we can all fly. So you floated to the caravan. You don't mind if I make a few adjustments to this thing, do you? Actually, Trixie started. Screwball didn't wait for her to finish. Two of the curls at the end of her tail unfurled and quickly burst together, making a snapping sound. The wagon's hoof opened, and Trixie and Moonbeam gasped as a giant pink balloon slowly emerged from it. It rose to the air, and strings brought up a balcony large enough to cover where the roof was. Right before their eyes, the mobile home became an mobile home. Wow, Moonbeam exclaimed, that's so cool. Screwball thumped on her chest and rubbed on her chest. A little renovating inside. You might want to get in there before it flies away. Sure enough, as he was saying this, the balloon was slowly lifting the caravan off the ground. Trixie threw Moonbeam onto her back and leaped inside. The rest flew in after them. The mother and daughter gawked at how much space there was. They were in the living room containing two red sofas with yellow polka dots, an orange and striped green easy chair, swirly purple and pink rug, a blue crescent-shaped coffee table, and wide windows to look out on. It's bigger on the inside, Moonbeam gasped. I figured we'll need some more space with the five of us in here, Screwball explained, or else we'll all be cramped. Come on, I'll show you the kitchen. Kitchen? Trixie murmured. They followed Screwball to the other side of the room, where another door stood. She opened it to reveal a clean kitchen with black and white tiles. The fridge and cupboards are stocked with lots of food, Screwball said, Who knows how long we're going to be on this trip? Now for downstairs. They glanced around the room. Screwy. There aren't any stairs. There aren't. Oopsies. Her tail snapped again. A staircase appeared on the floor. Screwball guided them down to a hallway with 4 doors. One pink, purple, green, and one blue. This one's my room. The purple one's Twilight's, the green one's Mothy's, unless you want to have her together. She spoke to her fiancé. The blue one's for Trixie and Moonbeam. Each room has its own bathroom, so we won't have to fight to pee. You can check all these out later. I want to finish the tour with the deck. She flew back upstairs. When they returned to the second floor, they noticed the staircase going up. They found themselves outside on a large balcony Screwball created. One of us should always be out here on the lookout, in case there's any danger in the sky. Wow, Screwball, Twilight marveled. This is quite impressive. You really thought of everything. I feel like a pirate, he said, Mothball settling on the rail. Now we can navigate across the equestrian of ease. I'm going to check out my new room. Mommy coming. Trixie glanced at Twilight. Mommy will catch up with you in a moment. Once the filly was down below, Twilight narrowed her eyes at Trixie. Why didn't you tell her we were looking for your heart? Trixie scowled. Would you want to tell your daughter that her mother doesn't love her? She has a point, Screwball shrugged. But what are you going to do once we find your heart and put it back in you? How are you going to explain that? She doesn't have to know. She doesn't have to see it. What about when we get there, there's no treasure to back up your story? Screwball asked. You have chaos magic. You can cause her up a gem or something. I thought you were done lying to Moonbeams. Trixie was lucky her daughter didn't hate her for hiding the fact that she was a princess. This is something she'll never forgive her mother for. She stormed back below deck before anyone could argue. Well, Twilight said she looked at the hairbrush illuminated Horem. I guess we should get started.